Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 3 of Behind Her Business. Today, we are going to talk to Shantel Moya, who is the CEO and founder of a local roofing company, extremely successful. She's going to tell you all the tips and tricks on how to harness your feminine energy in a male-dominated business. Hey everybody, welcome to the 3rd episode of Behind Her Business. We have a sweet treat for you today. We're super excited about our guest. We are going to be talking to Shantel Moya. She is the founder and CEO of a very successful roofing company here in Houston, Miss Venezuelan Beauty. How you doing, Shantel?
Good. How are you? Thank you for having me.
Of course. I'm so happy that you came on board. I remember when I first thought about doing this podcast, I called Shantel and I said, hey, I really want you to be a guest because I think you'd be awesome. And she's like, let's do this. So it's very exciting.
Absolutely.
So you guys know how I met Shantel. She's actually my client. We do marketing. We market for her company. And you know when you meet women and you just have this, I don't know, there's
connection.
Like a vibe and connection. Mm-hmm. I felt that when I first met Shantel, and I was like, this is a bad bitch. I mean, she really is. She's amazing. But I think that for the people listening, you will be so influential to women, especially in male-dominated industries. You're in roofing. To start the conversation, how did you become an entrepreneur? Give me your story on how you became the CEO and founder of a very successful roofing company.
So it all started with asking for money because I had none. So I asked my stepdad at the time. I was like, hey, I want to do this and I want to do it right, but I don't have funds. Mm-hmm. So he was able to offer me $5,000. Was honestly zero, but you know what? With those $5,000, I took the time to make contracts. Mm-hmm. And then the next times I had, all my CRM. Mm-hmm. And then I was able to, slowly work on getting a website together. So, with those $5,000, I stretched them out and, did small repairs at that time to eventually, be able to have enough to fund a build. Because, when you fund a build, you got to be able to have all the labors, materials. And so you have to front all those costs.
Yes.
So, I was doing stuff, to be able to fund, the first job, and then one job led to 2, and then 2 led to 10, and then now we're here 2 years later.
So why roofing? Like what made you want to do roofing? What was the excitement about that? And were there other things and are there other industries that you thought about going into outside of roofing?
So no, I did not think about getting to roofing. It was brought up to me as a part-time job because I needed to make more money as a single mom because I had no money. And so I got the opportunity to sell some roofs. I'm like, okay, I'll do it.
I can sell anything. I'll sell roofs. Why not?
Like, when you're a mom and you're at that state and you're like, okay, well, I got to do something.
Yes.
And I had my full career throughout the day. And so I needed to do something at night. Mm-hmm. And, that's what I started in and doing that. And, honestly, it started because I needed money.
So what were you doing before roofing? Was roofing the first time of being an entrepreneur, or did you try it before?
So I worked with a few roofing companies before.
So you had the experience.
I did.
Okay.
I worked with, I want to say at least 4 companies in the area. I've seen things. I've heard things I do not agree with. And that's when I was like, you know what? I'm going to do this and I'm going to do this way better. I'm going to do this right. And I'm not going to cut corners just to make a quick buck. That's not how I do things. And, that's kind of how it started.
I love that. And I love that you said that you've been in the industry. I think for any women that are listening to this, and for myself, becoming an entrepreneur, I was in marketing for 15 years before I even became an entrepreneur. So you learn the ins and outs of the business. You learn, like you said, what you want your company to be, how you want to treat your employees. Maybe you weren't treated really well at those other companies. So it gave you that knowledge at least to get into your own business and start off clean. With a clean slate.
For sure. And my intention was really never to even open up my own business. But when I got taken advantage of and
How were you taken advantage of?
So whenever you have a build, you're supposed to get paid on it, right? Your commission.
Mm-hmm.
So when you don't get paid, what am I to do? You know, it's not right. It's not okay. I do not agree on other companies having to damage roofs. I'm not going to do that because
Are you saying they damage roofs on purpose?
oh, absolutely. Oh,
That's
absolutely.
messed up.
Oh, I've seen that so many times because men are just, they're out there to make a quick buck. And this is how I feed my son and my
Yes.
family.
Yes.
And if you think I'm going to damage a roof for you,
To get money?
for you,
Yes.
no, that is
Yeah.
jail time. That's,
Well, it's fraud.
that's
It's basically
fine.
fraud.
It is. It's insurance fraud. It's insurance fraud. And the amount of people that I see out on the streets that commit insurance fraud is ridiculous.
Oh,
and
I'm
it's,
sure.
It's crazy.
Well, isn't there
And
something about licensing that you said that anybody can say, "Hey, I'm a roofer"?
yeah, because
But they're not?
because you don't have to be licensed in the state of Texas, which I really hope that they change that because that will definitely limit all the 1,000 roofers that, are in this town. And yeah, dude, anybody can put a ladder in the back of the truck and call themselves a roofer.
Yeah, that's true. And so, not many roofers are like yourself. I mean, you bring the sexiness to roofing. We all know that.
For sure.
Tell me about your experiences going up against. I mean, let's be honest, ladies. If you're in a strong position and if you're in a male-dominated industry, you have to be pretty tough. I mean, let's be honest. If you cry at anything that upsets you, it's just not going to be for you. So, being in a male-dominated industry, what has been your experience, and what would be your advice to other women that are in industries? For example, I've been in the automotive industry. I've marketed for the industry for the past 12 years, and I know what my challenges have been. I want to know about your challenges, and I want to know everything. I want to know how you're treated. I want to know how you go up against that, how you mark yourself as competition. Like, what do you do, and what has been your experience in this industry?
So definitely the cons in this industry would, I mean, just this morning on the way here, I got a call on the work phone and I answered, and the guy on the phone immediately was like, "Can I speak to somebody that knows roofing?"
That would be me, right? Is that
But
what you said?
it's common for men to call, and because I'm a female on the phone,
You're the receptionist, right?
exactly every single time. So it's not necessarily that a main thing, but it's having to prove yourself all the time, 24/7. That this chick doesn't know anything. Oh, she's just a girl. Oh, she's pretty. She doesn't know. She's
Oh, well, that's actually used against you in your industry,
all the
isn't it?
time. She's just the office chick, and it's just it's the confidence in me because I know what I'm talking about and I know what I'm saying. It's got to a point in time where I don't see competition anymore because I know my value and what I bring to the table. It's damn good.
And tell me about the pros. What are definitely the pros that you've seen in this business? What has given you the edge?
The pros is you can't put, I mean, I would say the spending time with my family is a big one. I mean, the good thing about being in the construction business is you make your schedule, you make your time. So the fact that you're able to be there as a parent all the time. I mean, shoot, I bring my kid with me sometimes because I'm a mom. I got to work. And my son is 8 and we started him, well, I say him, but he's been working with me in roofing since he was 2. So he's 8 years old. He can tell you what felt we use, what shingle it is, the ridge vent it is, the decking. And that's not me teaching him anything. That's him bringing him to work with me and him just absorbing everything,
Honestly,
literally.
without you even knowing it, you're raising a very strong son that's going to know work ethic because
Yeah.
you have that work ethic.
Yep,
That's so important
for sure.
for parents. I do the same thing with Elena, my daughter. She comes to school. She was here the whole summer
Yeah.
doing social media.
Yep.
I think that's important. And for you, it's more of a family type of thing because you have Nick working with you, which is your fiance.
Yep.
What's that like?
It's great. I mean, dude, we work so good together.
Yeah.
I mean, wherever he lacks, I pick up. And, the good thing about Nick is that dude can sell a sock to a homeless person. And
Well, you both can. You both have that sales gene. I mean, you just have that natural drive.
and you know what? And it's really at the end of the day, it's not having that be that salesperson. What we are is we build relationships with our customers. Like that's all it takes. And if you ask us what we do for a living, it's really, we just run our mouth. We talk. We bullshit. We just hang out. I mean, we don't see it as another job or, oh, I got to do this. It's like, hey, I'm going to go stop and do an inspection real quick and then go meet me here. And okay, it's just another thing added to our day. It's, you know, if you love what you do, you don't work a day in your life.
Yeah,
and I feel like I haven't, I mean, technically I have worked, but you know, it's working for something good.
So has there been any situation to where you had a bad day and you don't want to work together? How does that work? Because I know you have good days and bad days. Do you and Nick work directly together all day?
So
What's that like?
honestly, we barely even see each other.
Okay, that's see.
We
I
barely
would
even
have to
see
do
each
that.
other.
If it was Marcus and I were working together, we would kill each other.
Yeah, no, he's
I envy people who can do that.
Yeah. No, if I was with him 24/7, no. But you'd be surprised he's usually out on the field all the time, you know, checking up on our guys, on our builds, you know, making sure all that stuff's good while I'm, you know, handling everything on the back end and, you know, handling payroll, making sure our people get paid. And so, no, we don't do the same thing. So we're very structured. So I handle certain things and he handles his certain things.
Yes, okay. So you guys have it split basically.
Absolutely.
You do the payables, you both do the hiring.
Yeah, I do all the boring shit, all that paper stuff, all that good stuff.
Yes.
And then Nick he just does what he's good at and just hangs out.
Talks to people.
Make sure all our build is good and, you know, looks for good potential to bring on.
I'm a true believer in what you just said. I like what you said about relationships. I think that's so important, even with us and our relationship. I mean, for me, if I'm going to spend money with somebody, I have to trust you.
For sure.
And I think that you've been able to establish that trust with people.
For sure, because what salespeople think it's at the end of the day, it's just about trust. And if they don't want to talk to you, what can you do to build their trust? Okay.
Yes.
And people just put so much thought into, selling this. At the end of the day, I'm not selling you shit.
You're helping them.
I'm helping you and I'm letting you know that, hey, you have damage on your roof and whatever you want to do with that information, you do on your own. But you bet your butt that I'm going to try and push you, maybe put a little bit of urgency into there.
Yes.
You know, and at the end of the day, they're like, you know what, let's do this. And I roof talk everywhere.
I know you do.
So.
I've been out to lunch with this woman, and she tried to hire the waiter.
Yeah.
So I have.
Yeah, I did.
I was like, this girl is on it.
Yeah,
true. I need to start doing that, actually. No, I love it. So tell me about, I really want to dig in a little bit deeper on your personal experiences. Like, what in your life has made you a good entrepreneur? Like, if somebody's thinking about starting their own business, especially women out there, are there any specific experiences in your life that you feel has made you a better business owner? Is there anything that maybe you were challenged with? You know, like you said at the time, you didn't have any money. You were kind of like, hey, I have to hustle, you know, and that could just very well be the answer. But I'm just curious because I've never asked you this before.
You know, that and everybody telling me no, that I couldn't do it. No, you can't do it.
Now we're hitting on something.
You're a female. And that's a big one because this town is full of just men roofers everywhere.
It's flooded. It's
everywhere.
It's crazy. Yeah.
So
the competition is pretty fierce.
And you know, just people think that I can't do it. I'm not capable.
Doesn't that make you feel so good when somebody says you can't do it and you do it, and it's almost like it's almost like this revenge that they don't know that they're getting, but they are in your mind because you're like, I can do this.
Yeah. And then that also leads to the confidence boost because you're like, you know what? I freaking did it when you say I couldn't.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I had, you know, when I started this business, I had reps that didn't really want to talk to me because I was small and, you know, they didn't think I was capable of anything. And now I have them blowing up my phone.
Of course, because you've said, well, I think consistency is key. I think that you have not changed your daily habits to be where you're at now, and you just kept on no matter how maybe you woke up not feeling confident that day and you went out there and you showed confidence. I would be lying if I told you that I did not. Part of my success isn't due to wanting to show people that I can do what they thought that I couldn't.
Exactly.
There's something in that. There's some type of strength in that. And I think we all can
It's like a
relate to
fire.
that.
It's a fire that
is.
just burns.
Baby, you're putting fuel on
Yeah,
my fire.
exactly.
Like, I'm about to show you.
Yeah.
And I don't stop and I don't lose.
Yeah.
I know that sounds really cocky, but that's how you have to think as a business
100%.
owner. You cannot be defeated. So what would be the advice that you would give to women wanting, what would be the pep talk for you? Women wanting to start their own business in a very competitive market, is it the confidence?
I would say if they want to start their business, to stop talking about it and just do it.
Yes.
It's one of those things where, I talked about it for a long time because I was just getting screwed over left and right. I mean, I was doing so much for a company, making, $13 an hour, pretty much doing everything. And I was like, you know what? I'm done talking about it.
I'm going to do it.
I'm going to do it. And yeah,
I think you're right, because I think that the more you think about it, the more you're going to convince yourself why you shouldn't start a business.
Exactly.
I can definitely relate to that.
Yeah.
When I started my business, I had 3 clients, and I mean, I didn't know where it was going, but it was overnight. I'm like, we're going to do this.
Yeah.
And I think that's really admirable of you to take that step. And hopefully other people listening to this takes that, maybe there's something keeping them. Just do it. You really have nothing to lose, right?
Literally.
I think even if you do lose, you're probably one of the only ones who have actually tried.
Exactly. And I mean, and starting a business, you're going to lose regardless in the beginning, because if you don't lose and if you don't have those tough battles, you're not going to knowledge yourself and overcome those battles. So it's, you got to lose before you can win.
I like that.
So, and all it takes is for you to try. And if you don't try, you're going to stay where you're at. And if you want to stay where you're at, then, that's between you and God.
Yeah.
But, and if you want to do something, get up and just do it. Period.
I want to talk about the confidence. I want to talk about imposter syndrome. Do you know what imposter syndrome is? Okay. So imposter syndrome in short, I mean, I don't know the actual definition, deep, scientific definition, but it is, when you're put in a level, or say a woman's put in a certain position as a manager or CEO, and you second guess yourself as if you shouldn't be in that position, almost like you're faking it, or people will find out that you don't know what you're talking about. It's just basically a lack of confidence. Did you experience, when you first started this business and you first got out there and you first started grinding and you were going against these men, did you experience that? And if you did, how did you get past that?
So, yes, I did experience it. And it's just one of those things dude, you got to fake it till you make it.
Yes, that's what I say.
Literally fake it till you make it. There was times where maybe I was clueless, or, it's just one of those things where do what you got to do at that point, do it. And then,
you'll figure it out.
You'll figure it out.
It's
Literally.
so funny because men go into positions and a lot of them don't care if and we're not manhandling here, by the way, ladies. We're just comparing, and it's true.
For sure.
Men go in and they're confident. They're like, oh, I can do this. I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But us as women, we're constantly second guessing ourselves into the position and maybe wondering why they hired us, or why are we doing this? Or, oh my God, here I am. I'm a CEO, but am I really a CEO, or am I saying I am because I have this little business? It's a boutique business, but you've grown your business in how many years? How many years have you been doing this?
I want to say almost 3 years now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be 3 years.
And you've seen huge growth in 3 years.
Yeah.
So what is your plan for the next 5 to 10 years? You want to be the biggest roofing company, or?
No, not at all.
The most profitable.
The most profitable for sure. Those bigger roofing companies, they're just it's just all about quantity over there.
Yes.
I'm all about quality over here. Quality. Okay. I'm not about the turn and burns. Let's do roofs here and there. The people that are on staff, because I was in a big roofing company and I was number maybe 14. That's just how it is. on, hey, you're not making this sell this week. What happened? That's not how I do things.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit here and force you to make a sale because, you know, my guys are commissioned. But if you don't want to make money, okay, then don't make money, honey. Like, but I'm going to make money. And, you know, it's just, yeah.
Well, speaking of, and I'm going to segue into what you're saying about, I do think we need to talk about quality. And I thought it was very interesting because I know nothing about roofing. I'm going to be honest. I'm calling my husband. I'm like, find us somebody for roofing. But now that I know you, it's a whole different ballgame. You bring some of this feminine energy to the male-dominated business because
sure.
you say that you have the most beautiful roofs. And I'm like, how's a roof beautiful?
Oh, yeah.
And why don't you school us a little bit? Because when you told me the other day, I had no idea. I'm like, this is pretty amazing.
So I only will install designer quality shingles. They are a class 3 shingle. You can tell a lot about a roofing company about what kind of shingle they're installing. Okay.
So builder grade.
If you're going to install builder grade.
That's all I know. It sounds really like I know what I'm talking about.
It is. It is because that's the lowest of the low.
Yes.
And if you're going to install the lowest of the low, what kind of business are you? I mean, you already know what they're wanting for. The lowest of the low is cheap. But guess what? As soon as a storm happens, I got a leak. I got a leak. I'm not doing that. Nor am I in the business to do that. I had no callbacks during this hurricane because, you know, my stuff's the class 3. You know, it's rated for impact. And not only that, we don't just put your standard browns and blacks. Like, that's boring. Not everybody wants weathered wood.
Because I'm, you know, for us bougie people out there who like nice things, tell me about a nice roof.
So a sexy roof, definitely Roof Republic, because we
Yes.
build the most beautiful roofs in Texas, period.
Yes.
So, and it's cool because, I mean, we have so many options. We don't have just your standard weathered woods and blacks because that's all the companies around here push. We have over 30 plus color options. I mean, if you want, we have a midnight purple that just came out last year.
I didn't even know this was a thing. I'm just amazed.
Yeah.
And we're going to show you guys pictures of this. They should be rolling right now so you can see. But go ahead.
Owens Corning comes out with a new color every year. So it's a new color that nobody ever puts on. And the fact that we're able to offer that, it's, I mean, why not? Why just put your standard, you know, colors on there? Why not make it fun? You want to color match your drip edge? What kind of profile do you want? Do you want high, low? You know, do you want your shingles to be kind of more checkeredy where it's got more colors into it? I mean, I have shingles that have, there's one that's a storm cloud that's got, it's almost like a farmhousey color. So it's got like some grays and some blacks and some lighter grays, and it's really, really pretty.
It's very modern. See,
Very.
I wonder if everybody else knew that there are so many roofing options. See, this is why you need a woman in roofing. This is exactly why.
For sure. I mean, not only that, our shingles are made here in Texas. They're not like, you know, all other companies that they get their stuff imported. Everything's imported. Our stuff is made right here in Irving, Texas.
Near shore, made in Texas, guys. That's very important. You know, as Texans, love everything made in Texas.
Exactly. And what's cool is, so our shingles go straight from the manufacturer to our distributor. So each roof that we do, it's coming straight from the manufacturer. It's not sitting in a warehouse for sitting there in months stacked on top of each other. I mean, those things are heavy. Do you want a shingle that's going to go on your roof to be stacked on top of each other? I mean, over 1,000 pounds? No, you don't do that.
See, and I would never know this. And this is why you have to do your due diligence in actually researching the company. How have you made a name for yourself? I mean, I know you do a lot of content. I mean, that's a really big thing for you is content. You talk about your business. You're constantly out there. You're constantly online. Outside of that, how have you made a name for yourself?
I would say networking. Networking, because I will say one thing, networking can get you in places no degrees can.
That's a good
And,
one.
you know,
Hold on, say that one more time.
networking will get you in places no degrees can.
Yes.
Okay.
You hear that, ladies?
That
It's very
doesn't mean, oh, I'm going to go to college. If anything, get into a trade, whether
my
it's
gosh.
whether it's AC, whether it's roofing, whether it's, you know, flooring. I mean,
You know, I am completely okay with that. I think you're so right. You have plumbers that make twice as much as, you know, accountants out there. I mean, who knows? I mean,
Literally.
there's these things that you go to school. Not that school's bad. I mean, I graduated, but I will tell you that it's not necessarily a income, you're not going to generate income right away. And it's not for sure you're going to generate the income you want. Most of the people that are graduating don't even go into the career that they majored in.
Never.
So it almost doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
I love that you said that, though.
Yeah.
But the networking part, I think that's very important. What type of networking groups have been successful for you?
So I go to like a lot of women entrepreneur groups with a lot of women. I will go to some of the men's too, but the men's, I mean, it's a hit or miss in the men's side, but definitely I do kind of cater to more of the women aspect side. Not that those other ones are bad, but
it's just more relatable.
Yeah, and it's always just more having to prove myself every time.
Yes.
And it's like
you don't want to work so hard
every time.
And that is tough when you're in a male industry. And if you are a pretty woman, and there's nothing wrong with saying that you are, right? You are. So when you walk into these offices with these men, sometimes, you have to work extra hard just so they can see past that.
It is.
And I know, oh, poor pretty girl. No, that's not what we're saying. What we're saying is, I mean, when you're really about your business and you're serious, sometimes it just takes that extra effort. And when you're dealing with another woman, it just isn't that hard.
It is. And then sometimes, with the guys, it's okay. Are you talking to me really for business? Because I'm here for business. Or are you trying to sit here? I'm not trying to chit chat with you, because some will turn into a chit chat. I'm not trying to do that.
Yeah.
I'm here for business.
Oh, yeah. Well, and I think that's so important to say because sometimes when you're talking to, I'll be honest, in my, career field in my time, I mean, there have been times where it's like, look, we're just a little bit past business at this point. Let's just keep it to where it is. And we have to work extra hard at staying there, but still having the banter.
Exactly.
Right? 'Cause a lot of business people, if they're spending money with you, they want that. But there is a level of professionalism that I feel, and if you're attractive, even you have to keep that professionalism even more.
Very.
Absolutely. And I like that. I like that you are able to show yourself as a woman in roofing and be proud of that, but also you are about your business. You're about the hustle.
I mean, I'm just trying to make a living and make money.
Yeah.
That's it.
I love it.
I'm trying to live my best life too. So
well, you're always traveling. We know Shantel loves to travel, y'all. I see her pictures all the time and I get jealous.
I know. I'm going next week again.
See, look at this. Where are you going?
But you know what? All the hustle has led me to what I want to do, and that is my life is traveling.
Yes.
I don't go out and buy crazy things. I'd rather go
experience.
I can't remember the last time I bought my son a birthday gift because his birthday is experiences. That's just all we do. That. It is.
So where are you guys going?
To Disney. Oh. Yeah, we're going to Disney.
Disneyland or Disney World?
Disney World, Florida.
My God, that's so much fun. So I love the hustle, and your hustle allows you to live the life that you want to live. What is your definition of hustle?
My definition of hustle is no complaining. Get up and do it. Don't cry about it. Just if something bad happens, fix it. It's funny because I like to call myself a firefighter because that's us business owners do. We put out
fires every day.
Literally.
Yes.
You have that tough skin, fight that fire, fix it, move on, go to the next.
No, I love that. And I think there's something about meeting other business women that are in the same, not the same industry, but in the same category as you. I think that's why you and I connect so well because we get it. We can go to lunch. Even though you're my client, we'll talk, and we talk real talk.
And we talk about overhead.
Oh, we do. We talk about overhead margins, and people are like, this is boring. We're like, what are you talking about? This is exciting.
Yes.
So I want to know, and I'm asking everybody this who comes to this podcast, because everybody has a superpower, and I want to know what your superpower is.
My superpower.
What is your superpower?
I would say have the ability to do 100 things at once. Literally.
Multitasking?
I mean, man, I can multitask. Yes. And I feel like, and it's crazy because I have ADHD.
And do you take medication for it?
Oh, I haven't for a long time. I should, but no.
Well, maybe the ADHD does it for you. Maybe it actually works for you than against you.
I feel like if I have the ADHD medicine, it puts me kind of like in a slower
Almost like a
pace.
zombie state.
Almost, yeah, where
that's
it's
not
like
you.
I have to, okay, I got to phone this, I got to send this out, I got to do this, okay, which I feel like that's how I live my life is at 100 most of the time.
Now, do you feel that when you are, it's almost twofold, right? Do you ever feel like you're so exhausted, but you're also like exhilarated at the same time? Like you're feeling like, yeah, I'm getting shit done. But then you're
Yes,
also so tired, like you almost
yes,
like it's like you almost get I can't explain the word. It's almost like you get a high from it.
yes.
It's weird.
I know exactly what you're like. Oh,
If you're not an
yes, I got
entrepreneur,
it
you
done.
don't get it.
Yeah.
But if you are and you're used to juggling 20 million things and you're going to complain and bitch about it all the time, but it's part of who you are.
Yeah.
And when it's not there, you're like, what's wrong? Am I not making money?
And I'm like, okay, my phone's not ringing. I'm not doing
What's
this.
happening?
What's going on? Yeah.
No, I love that. I love that. And I think that, there's so much to learn from somebody like you. And I definitely am very happy that you came on today because I think women needed to hear this. They needed to hear your story and they needed to know that if they are, in this type of industry or if they're going into entrepreneurship or they're trying to find their hustle, there's so many people out here that are going to, empower you guys that are listening. And we hope that you got some really great nuggets and some great knowledge from this podcast. So I just want to thank you for being here.
Of course. And it's also one of those things of finding your hustle because I didn't know roofing was my hustle. Before that I did some AC work. So it's one of those things that don't let it scare you. Try it.
Yes.
Try plumbing. Try electrical, try roofing, because at the end of the day, you have no idea.
You'll find your niche.
Exactly.
You will find your niche, ladies.
Exactly.
No, I love that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Of course.
We will definitely have you on another time as well because we just get so much good information from you.
For sure.
But we hope that you loved this podcast. If you did, please like and share it with your friends. If you would like to see this video, please go to our YouTube and visit our website where you can see the videos at www.behindherbusiness.com.